Let's be real for a second. Everybody's telling you to create digital products, but nobody's telling you how the hell to sell them. So you end up with PDFs just collecting dust in your computer, or a course that you poured your heart and soul into with zero sales. But look, it's not that your product sucks, it's that your marketing sucks. So if I had to start over again with absolutely nothing, like from scratch, with no audience, no list, no money, this is exactly what I do. And this is exactly what I did to make over 7 figures online in my business with just one digital product doing a little over 900K. So this isn't any theory. This is just the actual tactics that actually work. Most broke creators scream, "I need more views," when that's not the answer at all. That's totally fiction. And it's only gonna take me about 5 minutes to break this down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you'll just keep on believing all the fictional fairy tales out there. And a wise philosopher by the name of Sean Corey Carter, otherwise known as Jay-Z, once said, "What we talking about, fiction, or we talking about fact? You talking about fiction? Hold on, pardon my back. And I'm talking about the actual factual tactics that'll get some real money coming in online in your business." So look, you don't have a traffic problem, you have a clarity problem. What do you sell? Who is it for? What one problem does it solve? If you can't answer those questions in one sentence, then your marketing won't work no matter how many videos you post. So I'll give you an example. Here's an example of bad clarity. I help people transform their mindset and live an abundant life. Nah, that ain't it. It's not clear. Somebody would have to guess what it is that they're actually getting. And here's an example of good clarity. I help laid off tech workers start 4-figure side hustles in 90 days. You see the difference there? You see how somebody would know exactly what it is that they're getting? It's because it's clear, and specificity sells. You gotta be specific, because marketing isn't about being everywhere, it's about being unmissable to the right people. And when you're focusing on the right people, then you're going to be making products that people actually want. And most people are making stuff that people don't want, but they don't realize this. They're making stuff that they think people want, but they don't know. So here's the move. You talk about the problem publicly, and you share how you solve the problem publicly. Then you get in feedback loops with your audience, and you collect information from them. You collect the data points or the questions that they have for you. And you'll start to see certain patterns in these questions that you get from your audience. And then you gauge how many people are interested in your solution. If enough people lean in, then you build the product. That way you never waste time making something that people won't buy. You generate true interest before you even build a single page, and you can even make some money before you even create your product if you do some pre-orders. But most broke creators hide in the lab for like 6 months and then wonder why nobody cares when they launch. You sell first and build second. But to get this to work for you, you have to focus on one platform. So look, focus stands for follow one course until successful. You have to focus on one platform. You don't have to be everywhere, but you do have to be somewhere, and you can dominate somewhere, but you have to focus on one. Don't pick everywhere. And this is where a lot of people, they don't realize that you only have a certain amount of energy or focus points per day. And most people, they're spreading their energy and their focus so thin that they can't really get anywhere. But when you do actually have true focus, and you're able to just put all of that energy and focus on one task on one platform, you will go so much further, farther, faster than everybody else. That's why people, they can't get ahead, because they're just putting a little bit of energy and focus here, and then a little bit of energy and focus there, and then a little bit of energy and focus there. Versus when you do actually just focus on one platform, watch how faster that your business will grow. So pick one, and I highly advise this platform that you're on right now, of YouTube. The reason why is because YouTube is the best platform for long form trust, and you are looking to build a business, right? You don't want to just hit a lick, right? Like, there's so many people that look up and make some money, but they don't make the money long term because they're not thinking long term. They're thinking in the now. And for you to be a successful entrepreneur, you need to be thinking ahead also. And YouTube is the best for long form sustainability, because it builds long form trust with a long form audience. And people buy things from people that they know, like, and trust. And when you're focused on YouTube, what you want to do is that you want to go deep. That's what she said. Let me go deep, 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 deep. You remember that song? Anyways, but look, with YouTube, you want to go deep. You don't want to go broad. You don't want to go general. Your goal isn't random lights. Your goal is to be the person that people think of first when they hit a specific problem. And this is crucial because this is where your brand comes in, because your micro niche personal brand is what is going to be selling your digital products. But a lot of people, they have personal branding all messed up, right? You brand yourself by being an authority in a space that has a solution to a problem, and you brand yourself around that. You brand yourself around the solution that your digital products give to somebody. That's how you actually get some traction. That's how you actually start to build an audience, and that's how you actually start to build an audience of buyers. You brand yourself as an authority with a solution to a problem. So when people have that problem, they think of you and not them. And YouTube, it compounds over time, and it is the only platform that has this power. Like, videos that you post from 2 years ago will still be bringing you in leads and sales today. Now, when you're locked in on YouTube to be your marketing engine, because you can build your personal brand through YouTube, and when people know, like, and trust your personal brand, then pretty much the marketing and the sales takes care of itself. But you don't just want to make random content on YouTube. You want to create what I call value content on YouTube, and that's all that you want to make. Now, most creators, they think that they're making value content, but it's random value. But value without a strategy, it just equals a content hobby. And we don't want to make this a hobby. We want to use this to drive traffic to our business. We don't want to be content creators. We want to be contentpreneurs. That's an entrepreneur that uses value content to drive traffic to their business. So for one, in your value content, you want to identify the number one pain point that your product solves. And then you want to take tiny pieces of that solution, of the pain point that your product solves. And from that solution, then you're going to make your YouTube videos talking about tiny pieces of the solution that your product solves for that individual that you are making this content for. So for example, if I was in the health niche and I had a digital product that was helping busy moms lose weight, right? A video that I would title that would hit a specific pain point and then give tiny pieces of the solution that I offer in these YouTube videos would be something like this: why your belly fat won't disappear. Another example would be 3 mistakes moms make while dieting, or something like how I lost 5 pounds in 3 days from this secret superfood. You see, your content should make people believe that they have the problem and that you understand it deeply and that you have the solution to that problem that they have that you understand deeply. That's it. It's really simple. And then dropping your product link, it feels natural, not spammy. But another thing too, when you're making this value content, a lot of people, they struggle with the type of video that they should make. So they're just making what other YouTubers are making, or they're making something that they see went viral and they're trying to implement that same exact thing. But most of the time, these content creators, they're not thinking like contentpreneurs. Most of the time, remember, we're these entrepreneurs that use this content to drive traffic to our business. So we don't want to act like a content creator. You always want to think business first. So don't go make a whole bunch of YouTube content like all the YouTubers, because you're not a YouTuber. You're going to be a YouTuber second. You're an entrepreneur first. So there's only 5 types of content that you should make. So the first one is you answering specific questions, right? And specific, this is the key word, because specificity and you being specific is what is going to attract you a specific audience of buyers. Remember this, you don't need to get all the views, you just need to get the right views. And when you have this mentality and when you have this strategy, you don't have to have the most views to make a lot of money out here. Actually, the people that are really making the money on YouTube, they're these people that have these micro niche personal brands with fairly small to medium-sized audiences, and they're making millions of dollars. There's a guy that I know of, he has about 30,000 subscribers. He makes multiple hundreds, with an S, plural, multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, not per year, per month, I know people that have 1 million subscribers. They ain't making nowhere near that in a month. They really ain't even making nowhere near that in a year. And he's doing it per month because he focuses on his specific problem that his products offer. And then he makes the content to get that in front of the specific people that have that problem so he can sell them the solution. So the first type of content is going to be you answering specific questions. So 2 ways that you can do this is using something like answerthepublic.com. If you're not familiar with what Answer the Public is a website to where you can literally put any industry, any niche in the search bar, and Answer the Public will give you all of the top search questions that people are searching for the answers for each and every single day. Well, you can make that content answering those specific questions, or you can use something like this platform that you're on right now, YouTube. You can use the YouTube search bar. All right. So think about this. The YouTube search bar. YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the planet. Google owns YouTube, which is the first biggest search engine, and YouTube is the second. And just think about how you use YouTube. You type in stuff and questions in that search bar all the time, don't you? Well, guess what? Your audience of buyers is doing that same thing. So you can use the YouTube search bar to look for the questions that your audience is looking for. So the way that I do this, if I use that same example of having an offer that's helping busy moms lose weight, I would put something like how to lose weight in the search bar. Then I would hit space, and then I would hit A and just see what auto-populates after that. Then I would delete the A, then I would hit B and just see what auto-populates. So all the data of YouTube is in YouTube. And you can just type in certain phrases about what it is that you do, or the problem that you solve, or the problem that your digital product solves. Start typing in a little phrase or a little question in the search bar and just see what auto-populates in the search bar, and then make that content answering that specific question that YouTube is showing you that people are searching for each and every single day. Now, the second type of content you should be making, the second type of this value content you should be making, is you teaching specific skills, right? And this will be easy to do because if the first one is going to be you answering these specific questions, then it shouldn't be too hard for you to teach these specific skills, because most likely you'll just be answering the specific questions in the videos where you're teaching the specific skills. And I almost got tongue twisters saying all these specifics and all these specificities because it's so important that you be specific. And I really want you to understand that right now. That's why most people aren't making any money out there. So on this can be tutorials, this can be how-tos, these can be detailed breakdowns, these can be case studies, right? Now, the third type of content that you want to make is content that's trend surfing, right? There's going to be certain patterns, there's going to be certain stuff that you'll see as being trendy on YouTube right now. You can make some of that trendy stuff sometimes to ride the wave of that trend. That's why I say it's trend surfing. But remember, YouTube, it's an evergreen platform. The power of YouTube is not the eyeballs that we get today. It's the compounding effect that your videos will get over weeks, months, and years to come, right? So these trend surfing videos, typically, they're not going to be something that are going to get views over a long period of time, but you can get some of that hot action right now in the trend. And the fourth type of content you want to make is influencer surfing. All right. Now, influencer surfing, similar to trend surfing, you're going to be riding the wave of another influencer or another creator. So if somebody has some popularity, you can use their authority to get some eyeballs on you about making some type of video about what it is that they're doing. So if some larger creator has an audience similar to the people that you want to get in front of, well, you can trend surf by using that influencer's authority, influence, the amount of people that are searching for that person each and every single day. Well, you can ride their wave. You can influencer surf. But I will say to be cautious on this influencer surfing right here. I don't do much influencer surfing. Why? Because I want to build an audience of people that are there for me. Because when you influencer surf, you are bringing more attention and awareness to that person. And think about this also. if you are looking to get in front of that influencer's audience, or if they have a similar audience as you, then they may have a similar offer also. So you'll just be bringing more awareness of that person, to whereas those people that do watch your stuff may just choose to buy that other person's stuff. And even outside of all of that, I want to create my own waves. I don't want to ride other people's waves. So I'm not saying that you can't do it, because it definitely does work, but I'd rather create my own waves. So if I influencer surf, I'll do stuff speaking about people that may not have any direct correlation to my audience. So for example, when I've trend surfed in the past, I've made content about Ryan Reynolds. You know, the actor Ryan Reynolds, he plays Deadpool, if you've ever seen the movies Deadpool, right? So it may be Deadpool's about to come out. So I know that Deadpool is trending. So I could trend surf and I could influencer surf by using the name of Ryan Reynolds, because he's somebody that I've studied as an entrepreneur, and some of the tactics that he's done as far as making content to drive traffic to his business through his YouTube page. Actually, also, I may talk about that in my YouTube videos, but he's not a direct competitor to me. Ryan Reynolds, he's making billionaire moves. So if I do introduce or educate one of my viewers on some of the stuff that he's doing business-wise, I'm not creating more competition for myself, because the stuff that he sells to people, movie tickets, cell phones, alcohol, like gin, right? Like the awareness that I am bringing to him, I'm not creating any more competition for myself. See what I'm saying? So that's how I influence surf, more so than using the status and the influence of somebody that could be directly within my lane. And then the fifth type of content that you should make is, let me turn this back black here, are stories, right? And this is key, because stories sell, and a lot of people, they don't realize this, or even if they do realize this, they're going about telling stories the entirely wrong way. So the reason why stories sell is because people connect with people through the stories. And remember, people buy things from people that they know, like, and trust, and stories builds a trust factor with people. But you don't want to just go and tell some random story about yourself, people that could care less. So in marketing, what you need to understand in this value content creation on YouTube, that you need to understand is that people don't care about you. They care about themselves. Like, even me, I understand this. Like, you may like me, you may love me, but I know you don't love me more than you love yourself. And the only reason why you're watching this video right now is not because you care about me, it's because you care about what I say that can help you. You're thinking about you first. You're selfish, which is okay with that, because we all are. It's natural, it's human nature. We're always going to think of self-preservation first, and you should. And for the people that don't like to hear this stuff, no, I don't know, I don't put myself first. I take care of everybody else, and then I take care of myself. Those people are typically always burnt out, because they're always helping people, and then they typically end up feeling the disdain for the people that they help, because those people that they're helping are putting themselves first also. So then they're like, oh, no, nobody ever think of me. Everybody just thinks of themselves. Well, maybe you should start thinking about yourself too, because ain't nobody gonna help you like you can help yourself. Ain't nobody gonna save you. You have to save yourself. And just think about it. Even when you're traveling, when you're flying, when you're on a plane, what does the stewardess say? They say, if in case of emergency and the oxygen mask drop down, cover your face and you put on your mask before you try to assist others. Why? Because you may pass out before you can help somebody else, because you can't breathe and now everybody's dead. So put yourself first. You're supposed to. But in these stories, remember, people, they don't care about your story. They care about their story. So only tell stories that can tie back to connect with the problem that you solve, so that person can relate to the story. So I'll give you a couple examples, and I love to use Nike as an example, because I feel like Nike just does this so great, like chef's kiss. So most people, they think that Nike sells athletic apparel. They don't. Nike sells stories, and then they attach a person to that story, and that person is wearing the athletic apparel. So then somebody gets attracted, and then they feel an emotion through the story of the athlete, and then they want to buy the athletic apparel. So Serena Williams, if you go back and you look at any of the old Nike ads or Nike commercials, you can probably look them up here on YouTube. All old Nike Serena ads, They didn't just show the athletic apparel. It told Serena's story. It told her growing up through the trenches as this kid in Compton and training with her dad in the middle of the hood with the gangbangers around. And then it showed her whole ascension to who it is that she became. So people that came from less, they attached to that story. It's a motivational, inspirational story. Michael Jordan, they knew that everybody could not relate to this one of none athletes, like literally only one of them exists in the Everdom of Everdom, running around, jumping, tongue swinging, right? But they started to tell Michael Jordan's story and people connected with that. They told the story about how many times that he failed. They told the story about him getting cut from the high school team his freshman year. But people, they connected with that story that sold all the Michael Jordan products, like all the hoop stuff that helped. But that story is the icing on the cake. And one way that you can tell your story is to work in public. Let people buy what they see you building. And when you show the process of you building in real time, it builds that trust. And that's the key to everything, because people buy things from people that they know, like, and trust. Show your files, talk through your offers, show your launch numbers and the lessons behind it. Not only does it build trust, but it makes people root for you. And it creates curiosity, because once you start telling your story mixed in with this other type of content, people, they start to get curious and they'll be like, man, if they're giving all this away for free, then what am I gonna get when I pay? And that right there is the key to getting sales coming in on autopilot. You gotta give your gift away for free. And so many people are hiding what it is that they know in their offer, in their digital product, but they're not publicly giving anything away for free throughout their content. They're not giving any true value. Every single video that they put out, they're saying, buy my stuff, 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 buy my stuff. Well, nobody's gonna buy your stuff when you just tell them to buy your stuff, but they will buy your stuff when they've gotten true value from you. They've learned to know, like, and trust you, and they're going through a problem that they need solved, and then you just offer them something, then they will make the decision to take that offer because they feel like it, versus being pressured into it by you just, hey, buy my stuff, click the link to buy my stuff, click the link, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. No, the only reason people will buy from you is from what they've already received from you for free. And so many people, they're missing that. These 5 types of videos that you make on YouTube, it fixes all that, and it fixes it pretty quickly too. Now, there is one key element that you need to mix in your value content with these 5 types of content that you're going to be using for your marketing strategy on YouTube to market your products. And it's this, and so many people are missing this. It's proof. Proof is going to be the key ingredient to really make all of this stuff work, to make some like real life-changing money. So it's just like making lemonade. Lemonade is my favorite drink outside of water, right? But in order to make good lemonade, it only takes 3 ingredients. You need water, lemons, and sugar. But without the sugar, you just got lemon water. And without the proof, you don't have an offer that people believe. And nobody believes your product works until they see it working for someone else. So document your proof through the results that you've gotten for yourself, or show those results that you've gotten for other people. And if you haven't gotten a result for somebody outside of yourself yet, no biggie, easy fix. Just go help some people for free. And I know, let me stop you, because when I tell people to do this, they'll say, well, I know my worth, I know my value, so I need to charge my worth. I can't help people for free. Well, if you haven't validated your offer with anyone, then you're valueless, because nobody's buying your stuff. So what is your worth really? And I wouldn't tell you to do anything that I haven't done myself. I've helped people for free in exchange for a testimonial. And there's so many people out there that are missing the opportunity of a lifetime because a paycheck isn't attached to it, not realizing that that free stuff that they could do for somebody else would lead to them getting the money that they actually do desire. So if you don't have any proof of your products or your offers working outside of yourself, go help some people for free and document the process and screenshot their wins, their testimonials. If they're okay with it, get some video testimonials and then intertwine that into your content. I'm telling you, this is such a huge shortcut, because you don't have to try to sell stuff when you can just show people proof. Proof turns strangers into buyers way faster than any funnel hack. I'm telling you, this is a huge shortcut. You don't have to try to sell all the time when you can just show receipts like all them that you see on the screen right now. And if you're ready to make more working less online from stuff that you already know, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join the It's Credited at the Top community. For weekly coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private community and entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only a few bucks a day to join right now, literally less than a cup of coffee per day. So click the link down in the description and tap in, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. I'm telling you, proof sells. Proof sells. So always think documentation over creation, and stack your proof and then pitch every single day, because that's something that a lot of people aren't doing also. If you want to make sales every day, then you need to be selling every day. But you don't need to sell hard every day. You just need to remind people that, for one, you exist and that your offer exists. So every day you want to drop a reminder that your product exists, a story about someone who used it, a tip that connects back to your product. But the key is that your offer shouldn't feel like an interruption. It should feel like the next logical step. And that's also the power of YouTube, because when I say this, it gets intimidating to people. Like, oh man, I gotta be making stuff every day. I gotta be selling stuff every day. No, that's why you want to be building a catalog of content like these 5 types that I just shared with you. And YouTube will be working each and every single day for you, placing that content in front of your intended audience. You create a system for yourself, and system, SYSTEM, stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money, so you can actually do less work and get your time back and make more while working less, because that system is doing the pitching for you every single day. Not you, it's your previous work that's doing it. Every single day I have little Aston CEOs, just little versions of me on my YouTube channel that's working for me each and every single day. I'm not doing that much work. But look, this stuff's not complicated, but it's not automatic either. And if I lost it all today, I follow this exact play. I get hyper specific and clear on the problem that I solve. Sell it publicly before building. Pick one platform, which is YouTube, and post consistently, at least once per week. Show my process, stack proof, and create a system for myself, so that system is working 24/7, 365 and selling for me each and every single day, so I can get my time back and I don't have to be out selling each and every single day. I'm telling you, it's simple and it works if you work it. So, do you want to work it? Because if so, here you go. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to tap into the community. And I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. Go ahead and check out this video right here for a step-by-step blueprint to create your system to make your first 7 figures online. It's credited at the top.